So tomorrow we have Starbucks, AT&T, DP. So tomorrow, what in the world is that? So tomorrow night, after close, Tesla, Microsoft, Meta, IBM, Waste Management, LUV, which is Southwest. Okay. All right, so let's look at our tick list. This is a tick list that I put together for this week. As you can see, some stuff already kind of went up this week. So let's look at let's look at Tesla. All right, so let's look at the daily chart on. Let's look at Tesla. Hold on, let me get my notes. All right, so today is what, 1/28, 26 is earnings. If I could spell. So let's look at, let's say earnings highlights. All right, so of course, I typically already trade QQQ and SPY and IWM as far as dailies go. So let's look at, and this might be a daily tomorrow, but let's look at it. Let's see. We want to look at, oh, we'll just work that through. All right, let's look at Tesla. So Tesla could be headed back down, right? Let's see, last time they had earnings, right, we had a 2 on the day. It came down. Let's see what it opened. Opened at 420. I don't know if it went up and dipped or dipped and went up, but looking at this, let's look at the weekly. On a weekly, look like we are trying to go down to 417. So this could be, we passed the weekly 50%, 434. I'm going to do that today. Looks like we did that today. Let's look at the 4 hour. Weekly 50%. We did that today in the AM. We'll break it down a little bit further. Let's look at the hour. Weekly. Also, we did this 10:30. All right, so on the hour, looked like we tried to go up and came back down. Looking back at the 4 hour again. Let's high low. Let's go back to the daily. Let's see where we at on the daily. See if we could do some Rodney formations on this. All right, so we could come back down here, 422. This is on the daily. 420, 422 in this area. $422. Let's look and see how much Tesla is. And let's say the contract expires on the 30th. 30. Oh my goodness. We have to go so low. 20, was that 55? For it to even make sense. And what we said, 422? No, it wouldn't even make sense. Do Tesla. Tesla's so expensive. So it's high volatility. So can't do Tesla. Tesla's too expensive for us. We're looking maximum maybe $50 a contract. $40 a contract. Max. All right, so Tesla's out the door. Can't do Tesla. So we scrap that. I'm already in AVGO. As you can see here, I am in AVGO. I actually got an AVGO yesterday. Here. And this right here is the options chart. All right, so I got into AVGO kind of like around here on Monday, right? I should have waited and I could have got in around 50, 60, right? Which would have been real good if I was able to get in around 50, because now it's at 80, right? Because it went up and we touched a previous point on the graph, on the chart. Then it fulfilled orders because we popped up overnight because it's Friday. We went up, and then over the weekend we came back up. So I probably should have waited before I hopped in this. I hopped in too early. I hopped in kind of around 8:50, 9 o'clock. And if I would have just waited, I could have gotten in this contract at 50 and I would be up 30, which is 60, 70% on this AVGO contract. So sometimes you just got to wait before you get into these particular contracts. And we went all the way up, so I could have made 100% because we went all the way up to about $100 per contract here in a day, right? If I would have just waited, could have that in a day, I would have got out 100% on the AVGO call. So right now I'm at break even. I could have got it earlier, 25%, 20%, 25%. So I held it because I feel like maybe we can go up to, as you can see here, my target right here is my first. And I think we can get up to 337 if everything goes right tomorrow. Worst case, if I lose $10 on the contract, let's say it comes back down here, then I'll just get out. I'm willing to lose $10 on this contract. All right, let's go back. All right, so that's AVGO. And as you can see here, if we're looking at the daily, on the daily, we still have opportunities to get up here, at least 335, 336, right? So this is some previous marks in the past month, right? So confident. If we have a good turnout in the morning, we can get at least back to 335. When we get back to 335, if I'm at 20, then I'll just take my win early. We always want to take our wins early because there's usually a pullback after the first hour. So first 30 minutes, 15, 30 minutes, we probably want to take profit if profit is available for us. So we'll look at it in the morning and see how it does. Okay. All right. So that's AVGO. Look, Western Digital and SanDisk are potential going crazy. These are kind of too expensive. I just had them on the list just because they have earnings this week, and we just want to kind of make sure they had any big moves. Let's see. Like even this day, you had like a $30 move on SanDisk, which is crazy. How much are SanDisk contracts going for? What was it? SNDK. Look at this volatility. It's crazy. Like I say, this is totally out the rim of what we're looking at, but SanDisk is looking pretty good right now as far as option pricing. They've been going up steadily, with the whole AI infrastructure, chipsets, and things like that, and memory, right? More memory. So Western Digital, SanDisk have really shot up. If you look at the charts since, we can look at it from a week perspective. Right, they've been steadily going up since August, which is crazy. August, this is crazy. Like in September, this was at $57. Now we're at almost 10x that, right? 9x all the way up here, right? Crazy growth, crazy growth. All right, anyway. So that's so soon. Let's look at Meta. Let's look at Meta. Meta on the day. Meta's kind of staying around the previous dailies. Area. So it went up. I was in Meta on, I think I got Meta on Monday. Went up to profit. Was it Monday? I may have been Meta on Friday. No, I did Meta Friday. All right, Thursday, Friday, Meta went up. I had a feeling it was gonna go back up to 6. When did we get in? We got in low. We got in like 648, and then it went up to 6, whatever. So we made decent profit on Meta on Friday. So, but Meta, we'll see. They have earnings on tomorrow. I think tomorrow, or is it Thursday? Let's look at the earnings chart again. They have earnings on tomorrow in the evening. So it'll be right after market close. They'll have earnings estimates. So we can't see what the previous is. Yes, I don't know if that's good or bad, but Meta could drop a little bit. We don't know. So Microsoft, Tesla, we already looked at Tesla. Meta, we kind of got to wait and see what tomorrow morning looks like. What else this week? We got Apple. Apple, I got in Apple yesterday and got out of it today for like a 200% profit. Let's look back. Apple. So I got in Apple yesterday, right? Got in it low, around 2. Let's see. Put this on the hour. So I got in around 2. I can look at the hour. Look at 15 minutes. Yesterday. So I got in around 2. Kind of went in the 250 because I felt like, or maybe lower than that. Right. So once we start to go up here, I felt like we were going to 260. Right. And we hit 260 today. Right. So 200% profit on it. I got in at like 16. a contract. I bought 2, and we sold them for 48, at like 261 earlier today. So that was a good profit for sure. So it's 200%er on Apple. So as you can see right now, Apple went up, hit this fair value gap right here, and then people took their profit, and there was a sell off, right, for lack of a better term, early on Apple. So Apple might be retreating, or it could, if we look at the daily, right, it could retreat back to 255, 250. What's the lowest on here? 254. It could retreat back, or it could go up. It could go up to 264. So, you want to watch Apple tomorrow. Apple could be a good trade tomorrow. So let's put Apple. Apple might be still good. Let's put Apple on the list. Let's look at Apple. AAPL. So Apple 280. 280, there's a lot of volume and open interest on 280. Contract expiring on January 30. So let's look at, and we can also look at the options chain on here, right? You can look at the options chain and go down and see where some of the volume is, right? So we got a good amount of volume here. So a lot of people are expecting Apple to have a great day, or a great rest of the week, because tomorrow's just Wednesday, right? So we definitely want to see what the market sentiments tomorrow is, and Apple could drive some things, right? So if we look here, these are kind of, so Apple bounced back up to 258. So these, I kind of look at these kind of are key driving tickers for QQQ. I like to trade QQQ, SPY, and IWM on the daily. More so QQQ now because, SPY has a lot of, it's not as tech heavy as QQQ, right? So SPY has a lot of financial sector, industrial sector, and health sector, as well as the tech sector. So you have a lot of things kind of influencing SPY. So the biggest movements at the current time, since the tech market is fluctuating so much, is QQQ. So that's what I typically like to trade on the daily, if the contract prices look good to me. Okay, so Apple might be pretty good. Let's look at the 280 has 25,000, right? So let's put this on the options let's put the options contract chart on here as well. Let's maybe look at the hour, right? So this gapped up. So it might be going back down to fill this gap, maybe come back down to 256 and then go back up. This is something we need to watch for in the morning. But let's look at, let's chart that Apple. All right, so now this is looking at NVIDIA's options. So you can chart Apple here. Let's say 30th. Let's say our strike price is 280. Okay. So right now, we're looking at 18, right? So if we kind of compare this chart to this one, and this is crazy, right? We could have got, was it 23rd? Oh, Monday. All right, so as you can see here, we got in probably around here, or maybe less, something like here, right? 16, and then we rode it all the way up to 48. right? So we might can do the same thing tomorrow, right? It's down at 18, right? We're almost back at the daily 50%. So daily 50% means it could go either way. It can, if it comes back down here, right, as we can see here, then we're looking at 8 cents, 10 cents, or not 8 cents, but $8, $10 a contract. And we might be able to get like 2 or 3 contracts. If we expect Apple to go north, or we could do a hedge, meaning if it goes up, right, we pick one down, one up. If it goes up, we make money. If it goes down, we get out, type of deal. But personally, me, I'm willing to risk $8, $10 a contract, and maybe get like 2. If it's $8, I get like 2 or 3, and then hope that it's going up just based off of what we've seen on the, not the ETF, back to chart, what we've seen on here, right? It's a lot of volume anticipating Apple stock to go up. So we'll use that as an indicator. So I might get like 2 contracts tomorrow. Small, like I did before. If the price jumps down, then we'll go ahead with Apple. So we'll put Apple on the list. All right, so we got Apple on the list. For one, what is it? 280C. So 280C is the call or the strike. The expiration date is 1/30, right? So we're looking to get in, like I said. If it drops down to 15 or below 15, 12, 10, 12, we can get in. 8 to 12, we can get in on that. So we'll keep a watch on that. Okay. Look at your chart. So, all right. So that's Apple. Microsoft is, let's see. Microsoft is still kind of expensive. Microsoft, look at the options on Microsoft. Where's Microsoft? It's at 480. So people are still very bullish on Microsoft. All right, we got contracts this high. People are very bullish on Microsoft. Right? Let's see what contracts for Microsoft can go for. Microsoft volatility is high, so yeah, if you were going to get this 500C, probably would have been best to get that like last, or like maybe Monday. Let's look at the contracts for Monday. Is this on the hour? Let's look at the dual screen here. Let's look at Microsoft. I'll just say 500. Yeah, so you would have to get it Friday, because I think Friday is when it really started to pick up. Yeah, Friday or Wednesday, really. If you could have came and got it on Wednesday when it started to reverse, it was here. So you could have got a few contracts at $70, $80, and they've kind of 4 or 5x'd, right, over the past week. Microsoft has took off. So you could have made some good money on Microsoft if you were paying attention. But now it's just too high. Contracts, I don't even know. What is this? 510, 200, 520, 140. Look at this. Look at this. You could have got 520 on Wednesday for like, you could have got in for 20 something dollars. You could have rolled it up to 120. So you know, 5 times, 6 times your money, 6, 7 times your money. So 600%. So that's the kind of things you want to look at on the chart, as far as like, this is the power of being able to chart options and the contract at the same time. You're able to see how much gains you could have. Kind of similar. It's not 1-to-1 like you see on this chart over here, but it's very similar here. So you can see exactly how much money you could have made as Microsoft went up. All right, so I have a few financial market tickers, because the finance sector has been kind of rocked. All right, if we look at XLF, which is kind of the ETF for some of your top, let's go back, some of your top finances like Goldman Sachs, funding stocks, Goldman Sachs, Berkshire Hathaway's, JPM, which is JP Morgan, all of your big banks are under XLF, right? So if we look here, right, it's been getting beat up. Let's go back to the daily chart. So yeah, finances have been getting beat up. So I'm looking for reversals on JPM and Berkshire Hathaway's. I'm waiting for like a 3 candle. And by the way, if you're new to trading, if you're new to just looking at charts in general, I use a few methods together. I use the smart money concepts as well as the strat method. The strat method just makes, that's how I was taught, right? Or that's how I learned. I learned from the Wealth Squad, and also Teach Trade discords and education sector. So as you can see here on Monday, it looked like it wanted to reverse, but it went back down, right? So if it's not done here, as you can see, it tried to bounce here, but if it's not done, let's look at on the hour. Did we reverse anywhere on the hour? All right, so it's looking like it might try to reverse a little bit. So I'm interested in JPM, right? I'm interested in Berkshire Hathaway, right? And Berkshire Hathaway still might have some ways to go. Maybe. So Berkshire Hathaway might reverse tomorrow, right? That's on my list. Let's see. Let's look at Berkshire Hathaway. BRKB. Let's say Jan. Look at these contracts. This is nice. This is nice. This is, let's say day. Let's say Berkshire Hathaway tried to reverse. Let's look at the options for oops. I'm gonna go to options here. Let's look at it. What was this strike? 487.5. What's the volume on here? And you can see the volume here. Open interest means how many contracts they still have open on the server, so, or on the exchange. So we said 487.5. Wow, look at like 25, right? So let's say this was to go back up to 483. I wonder why we don't have a lot of data on this one. Oh, it's on it. Oh, tripping. I'm tripping. We're looking at the day. We're looking at the day. Sorry, y'all. Let's look at the hour. All right. So Berkshire Hathaway, if it went to 484, look at this, y'all. This has the potential to 10x. Right? Because right now, right now it is looking in the pits, right? But if this reversed, and it could easily get back here, right? We could potentially see, you know, it come back up and even get here, like even get to 100, right? We can get at least a 50% meaning it gets to like 0.5. We can get back here, right? You see all these gaps? We can definitely, Berkshire Hathaway is something that I'm looking at for a reversal. I am very interested in BRK. B, I like 487.5. C, 130. And we'll see. We'll see. I'm really interested in that. So, all right, number 3. I do also like JPM. Let's look at JPM on the hour. As you can see, JPM look like it's wanting to get back. Let's look at JPM. These are very affordable contracts as well. Oh my gosh. 320. 310. Like this is JPM can move, y'all. 310. Let's look at JPM. 300. 310. 310 on JPM, y'all. Let's look at 310 JPM. Like I said, I'm really interested in finance. Like I said, finance has been taking a hit. It won't say finance will be good tomorrow. That's just something we got to track. But when it do bounce, I'm definitely looking at JPM and Berkshire Hathaway. It's like I just showed you guys, very low cost contracts. Excuse me, low cost contracts. And you can get a pretty good return on these low cost contracts. JPM. What do we say? Let's say 310. 310. Is that what I was? Yeah, 310. Right? It's at $20 a contract. And if it came back up to 3, even just up to 304, 304. I mean, you're looking at almost 10x. Was this the weekly 50%? Where is that? Even if it got up here, weekly 50%, that's 304. This is like 10x, 15x, maybe. Like, this is crazy. So JPM, keep your eye on JPM. Put JPM on your to watch list. Let's go JPM. That's not even, that's how much that is. Let's look at what was the other one that people looking at, which is wild. 312, 315. Let's look at 312. Right, 312. 312 is at 14. And even 312. 312 could potentially get you to which just for reference, y'all, JPM moves. Let's look at the day. JPM moves, as you can see, if you look at the low and the high, JPM moves like $4-5 a day. It is not out the realm of JPM, right, to get back up to $3 or $4. I mean, $304, right? And even just looking at it, I like the JPM chart kind of more than I like Berkshire Hathaway. Well, not more than I like Berkshire Hathaway, but very similar to Berkshire Hathaway. I might trade both of them. We'll just have to wait till tomorrow and see how they're looking. All right, so JPM. Keep your eye on JPM. All right, so let's move back to the big chart. Let's look at, as a matter of fact, you know what we could also do? Let's look at the daily. We could do, we could do some Brody formations. Bang. Bang. Like I said, if you just look at it right here, it's looking like, let me make these bright so you can see. So it's looking like we've bounced. And don't just necessarily look at the line. You want to take this line and maybe draw, look at this zone right here. It's looking like it's ready to bounce back up, right? Let's look at Berkshire. Berkshire look like it's still, what's going on? Berkshire is looking like it still has something to go. Let's go here. Bang. But like I said, I'm not sure. This could be the bottom. These are still got a ways to go. Still got a ways to go. So, but I'm interested in. Looks like JPM wants to reverse, so I might jump in JPM over Berkshire Hathaway. All right. So that's that. Let's look at T-Mobile. You know, T-Mobile's been getting kind of slammed for months now, right? So I don't know if I want to jump in T-Mobile. T-Mobile look like it's getting lower lows, lower lows, and we'll keep our eye on T-Mobile, because right here, what I was looking at is right here. It looks like T-Mobile wanted to reverse, but today, it just hit here and then came back down at the weekly 50% mark. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on T-Mobile and see when it reverses. Let's look at Hood. Hood also is kind of like within that financial market bracket. So, you know, and Hood's just kind of been moving around for like a week. So we just want to keep our eye on Hood and see when it reverses, and then we'll get back into that. DraftKings has been on the decline, right? We got a high here beginning of January, came back down. So, you know, DraftKings is pretty cheap. So, you know, what you're looking for is like, you know, I don't really like puts too much, just depending on the day, but we want something like this, right? So we had a gradual incline from 29 to 30, but that's DraftKings. DraftKings look like it can reverse, so you can make some money on DraftKings. All right. So let's look at this. Look at this. Bank of America. Bank of America looks really good. Let's look at the hour. So Monday went up a little bit, back down, went back up. So it's still kind of staying around this 52. But I mean, it's Bank of America. Bank of America doesn't move like some of the other ones I showed you earlier, right? But Bank of America contracts are really cheap. So, and currently we are, if we look like these little lines, this is the VWAP. This is volume weighted price movement. And then you have these lines, these colored lines, are like your EMAs and stuff like that, your moving average, SMAs and stuff like that. RMAs, these are basically your moving averages, means it's averaging um, the stock movement over a given period of time, whether that's 8 days, 5 days, or something like that. So we're up. Uh, Bank of America went above uh, that, so this could be a signal that it could be trying to get back up to, maybe 52, stuff like these. But these are, like I said, relatively small numbers. But I've made money trading Bank of America, and like I said, financial market's been beat up, so keep a lookout on that. RVN, if you guys are big in the Wealth Squad or Teach.Trade family, then you would know that RVN has kind of been one of those stocks where people have kind of been looking at and making a good deal of money on, but it's been getting beat up since the beginning of January, right? So this might be a good time to buy low if you want to actually own the stock, or if you're looking at maybe a leap, which is kind of like pushing the option contracts out by like 6 to 8 months to a year, right? And if the expectation is for this to go up at some time, this is a good time to get in, because this is at bottoms that we haven't seen since November. So this might be a good time to get in this one. Netflix. I'm actually in Netflix. I thought we were going up to here. As you can see here, I got some targets for Netflix. The contract was really cheap. It was like $11 a contract. And really, I'm just trying to see if I can get like maybe like $6-7 on it. It was a why not, because it could go to like 20, which would have been really good. And it's just training. Like I said, I'm a beginner. This is all just training to understand and chart well and get in and out of certain plays. So low cost play that could net you 30-40%, right, is great. It's really good, right? And I know you might be saying $10 a contract, you're only getting $8 profit. Correct, right? But I can buy as many contracts if I wanted to, right? I only bought one just to test it out and see how well Netflix was going, if it was going to recover. Because as you can see here, I'm looking for it to get back to like 88, right? It looks like it's trying to reverse. If we look on today, came back down, hit a soft spot, hit a ADR low. This is ADR, stands for your daily range, average daily range. It's your average daily range low, average daily range high. So I'm looking forward to get back to, can we get back up to 86, 87? I think that's when I got the contract. I think I got it around here. Yeah, I think I got it like around here. But yeah, if we can get back up here and then get up here, it'd be great. All right, let's look at Amazon. Amazon is kind of out. It's kind of getting to where you have a little fair value gap here. And these gaps or areas here means, right, this could be where you can see a potential stalling or reversal. Same thing here, right? You see the fair value gap in this area. As you can see, it kind of just stayed in this area, then kind of took off, right? And that's typically what happens when you see like different these gaps, these fair value gaps, are areas where price could kind of stall. And so we're looking to see if it's going to test and retest these areas, come back down and go up here, and then come back down or break through. Either way, these are good support and resistance indicators, depending on the time frame that you're looking at. All right, Shopify. I am very interested in Shopify. As you can see, Shopify has been getting beat up. Let's see, since early January, right? We touched here, It's all-time highs. We got a pretty high, then it just came back down, right? We have earnings, I think this is March, or in like 2 or 3 weeks, 3 weeks. So we could be looking at, if we break this average, not this average, if we break this daily high, right, of 138, then we could potentially see the price go back up to 139, 144. And I'm looking at the top of the wicks to see where price action could go, right? So at 137, let's look at Shopify. Right? And it's just a weekly. I typically like to push the contract out 2 weeks, right? This is just, right here I got the daily. This is just where it could go in a day. Shopify moves pretty well. Like you can see here, lows 130. Like Shopify can move like 5 to 10 in a day. So it wouldn't be nothing for it to move 7, 5 or 6, in a day. Meaning what I'm saying is, if you want a little bit more flexibility, you can push it out to the 6. But if I'm looking at the daily, I might, get in, let's say at 147. How much that's the volume? It's low volume. It's crazy. So people here are on 150C. Let's look at the option real quick. Any volume? 140. Not a lot of volume. That's probably why I haven't really gotten to Shopify. It's not a lot of volume on Shopify right now. It's still moving. Stocks are trading still about 7 mil a day, but we'll see. I honestly think Shopify is definitely going to recover. So Shopify is a good bet. They have good. Oh no, the technicals are looking bad, but the analysts are saying buy. Okay, analysts are saying buy. Hold on, let's look at Google AI. Let's ask Google AI real quick. Let's see if we can get Google to tell us go AI mode. AI mode is crazy. Market sentiments for shop. Let's say current market sentiments. Let's see what Google AI says. Current market sentiment is a mix with long-term optimism and short-term caution, while major analysts maintain a moderate buy consistent with average price target of 180. Okay. The stock has faced downward pressure start today, falling approximately 15% year to date. Key sentiment valuation concerns. The primary driver for recent price weakness is a high valuation PE ratio over 100 times that many analysts believe got too far ahead of the business fundamentals. Enterprise AI momentum sentiment remains strongly positive, remaining Shopify's strategic shift to agentic commerce and its winter edition 2026 updates with expanded product variants. Earnings anticipation. Earnings anticipation. Let's look at earnings anticipation. Earnings anticipation. Okay, that's a good prompt. I never thought about that. Investors are focused on upcoming Q4 2025 earnings expected. February analysts expect an earnings of 0.5 per share and revenue 3.58, representing a 27.3% year-over-year growth. And everybody's looking for it. Let's see, analyst outlook and ratings. Okay. So you can get the ratings and things for you can get the ratings and things for stuff without having to have the subscription. Looks like if you just put in AI. All right, so price target 200. Technical sentiment, technical are bearish or neutral, while buy signal was issued from pivot bottom January 26. Yes, the stock still holds sell signals for both short-term and long-term moving averages. Resistance is expected near 141, while major support is being monitored at 135. Is support at 135? That's what it looks like. Okay. So let's look at let's ask ChatGPT since we're looking at Apple. Earnings anticipation for Apple. Earnings anticipation for Apple. All right, Apple is confirmed to report its fiscal Thursday, January 29th, after market closes. Is it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Okay. The other ones are today, Tesla and stuff like that. Western Digital saying discarded. Analysts are optimistically cautious, expecting the company to post record revenue for their December holiday quarter, though concerns regarding margin pressures and rising component costs weigh on the outlook. Okay, so this is why people are year-over-year change 10%, revenue 10%, iPhone sales up 12%, services revenue at 14%. Key themes: AI monetization and Siri relaunch. Looking information, high intelligence. Cost revenue for Greater China is rejected. There's a parametric due to recent competition from local ranks like Huawei. Market sentiment moderate buy. The stock has traded roughly. Option traders are pricing in a 0.5% price swing on earnings day. Oh, option traders are pricing in plus or minus 5% price swing on earnings day. So could go $10. Evercore really raised its price to 330. Other firms such as Althea maintaining sell rating at 205. Target due to valuation and hardware margin concerns. 205? That's crazy for Apple, right? 205. So yeah, I will be banking on Apple going up. That's just me. Options traders, right? So let's look at ChatGPT. What did it say? Option traders. Options trader. Outlook for stock X. All right. We spent a minute on that. Okay. What did I say? Let's look at JPM. I also want to look at Tesla. Because Tesla, well, we can't afford Tesla, but we still want to look at it. All right. What were we looking at? Shop. So Shop is good. I like 150. Let's look at the contract though. Let's look at the hour. Split it. That's JPM. Let's look at Shop options. What do we look at? Was it 150? Let's look at option. Ain't that much volume anyway. Look, it's only 124. All right. Anyway, let's just look. All right. So right here, that's Friday. Friday. Look, even if we got up to Friday 139, and that's different because it's, you know, even if we go up, let's say we go up. See, we can make some money. Like we can make at least, what's this, $30? We get 2 contracts at $10, and we sell it at $30 or $40. All right. And let's say let's say it go crazy. Let's just say we kick it out. So let's say we kick it out some. Whew. But it's not a bad bet if we kicked it out. And then it went 143, 143. It'd be like 4. So it's almost 4x. Right? Same thing what we're doing, we just $160. I say we want to give it time. We could do 160. What y'all think? 160. 160 gives us time. Is that Wednesday, January? I think we might do 160 February. Let's see what 160. Let's see what those volume look like on 160 February. Probably is trash. We got some volume on 150 though. 160 February. When is earnings again? $21 days? What y'all think? I think we could do this. Give us some time. Give us some time on the contract to get back up to 144 or something like that, and we can get there in like a day. Let's put shop. 4. Shop. So shop, what was it? 160 to 6. I like it. I like it. I like it. So I'm gonna pay attention to shop. I'm interested in shop. So my biggest, I'm gonna put a star for the ones I really like. I really like Apple, JPM, shop. Another one people are sleeping on is, I'm in Walmart right now. I'm in 26121. I got in at 26 here. I think around here. Got in around here. So we're at 40. Unfortunately, it came back down, but staying right here, ADR low. If we can get back up to 117, I got this option for 6 February 121. If we can stay in the 116, 117 area, like I said, if it, I'm just looking for maybe 70, 50, 60 to 70 on the contract. But which is very easy if we can get up here, right? I feel like we can get back 117, 118. We get one back 117, 118. This easily goes from 60 to about 80, right? As you can see this up here. It's $118 and I bought it at 26. So we're looking at 3-4x. So that's 300, 400% on Walmart. And we're holding that. We're going to hold it as long as it stays above 17, 18, or when it gets above 17, 18, we'll evaluate that. If not, we'll just go ahead and take profit on that. Like I said, once I get to 0.7, I think I'm going to take profit on this one. So I'm going to leave this on the list for you guys. This is, I like this one. Walmart. So these are all calls, right? Walmart 121, 26. All right. I guess I can give you one. Let's look for one more. All right. GE, not really. I mean, GE. Look, I have GE on the list for. I have GE on the list for a reason, right? It's Friday. Look, GE is around here at 293. Now we might be hit the gap. We might gap up to 300. So GE, keep that on your list. GE kind of falls in the same categories like Amazon and Tesla and stuff like that. So if Amazon and Tesla move, GE will be GE is not in that. I'm sorry. GE is in the industrial area, I believe. Let me see. Let's look at Market Watch. Let's see what sector GE is. I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing. GE. I know it's aerospace. What do they classify GE? No, do not send me notifications. That's annoying. I think it's in no. Where's GE? Is it industrial? What is GE? GE sector. It's gonna bother me. I gotta GE sector. Huh. I don't know. What sector is GE? Industrial. There you go. Yeah, it's my fault, y'all. It's under industrials. Disregard that. It's under XLI. It's a key mover in XLI. As you can see here, XLI is here. When XLI move, GE is one of the top contributors to this move. So when this moves, and it's been moving a lot, it's been moving a lot since Friday. So keep your eye on GE. Or UNH, everybody know UNH took a crazy dive. You could have made a killing on UNH if you had puts. Like, this is like a 70-point drive. Look, in a day. That's like unheard of. You could have made so much money if you knew what was going to happen to UNH before it did. So let's close some of this out. What are we looking at? JPM. So current market sentiments for JPM as of late January is positive, but tempered by high expectation, while analysts maintain by moderate by. First have shown some short-term hesitation following the Q4 2025 earnings report, which characterized good but not great due to increased expense guidance and headline political risks. Strong core performance reported guidance concerns. Despite strong profit, sentiment was dampened by a forecasted 9% raise in adjusted expenses to $105 billion for 2026, alongside relatively flat net interest income. A high-profile lawsuit filed by Donald Trump. It's ongoing political scrutiny. Okay. All right, so this still has a high target, 391, 330, 386, 330. Where's JPM? It's at 300. So yeah, we've been to 330. The highest high is on 330. So we're looking to bounce back up. So yeah, I'm with it on JPM. All right, everyone. Let's see. What else do we have? Tesla went on this. Nvidia. I talked about Walmart. Nvidia, like I said, Nvidia had a crazy day today. I could have jumped in Nvidia. Nvidia had a crazy day. It doesn't take much for Nvidia. So if Nvidia, let's see, what's the highest high? 193. Or no, we've been higher than that. That's what I'm supposed to say. We've been high as 212. We just got to see. We got to see because it's respecting this fair value gap up here. It hit it, touched it. Big one here. Came back down. If it comes back down, let me show you guys something. If it comes back down, let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia is really cheap. Nvidia is really cheap, y'all. As you can see, it's only 300. Like if we go up a little bit, 197, 200, the 200 right here. So it's at 15. So I'm gonna put Nvidia on the list, everybody. All right, what is this? 200C, 200, 130, 200C, a 200C in period. Whether you go 130 or not. Let's go Nvidia. 200C. You can go 130 or 26. You can sell some time. I prefer 26, but you can sell some time. All right, let's go here. Bam. I actually want to see what is the options volume looking like. Oh my God, look at this. All right, people. So that's what I'm saying. It could go down a little bit, but look for it to reverse back up. And when it reverses back up, be ready, y'all. Look at this. It's a lot of volume. 200, 190. Nvidia is getting a lot of volume, but it also has some volume on the put side. Nvidia is probably one of the most heavily traded stocks. Look at this 100 in average volume, 162 million, 143 million, right? So definitely keep your eyes on Nvidia. You can make some change. Just for reference, y'all, let's look at, this is 200, right? So right now, what are we looking at? An hour? All right, let's go to 6. How much is 26? 200. That's 100. Oh, okay. Let's go back. Let's go back to 200 here. All right, so this is sweet. What's this? Friday 16. Friday. All right. All right. So right here. All right. So if this was to get back up to 190, right, which isn't that much of a move. Let's say we come back down here to 187, 186, depending how the market looks tomorrow, right? Even if we came back down, guys, look, this is Friday. Friday got up to 190, right? You can still get this contract for like $15. And if it goes up, I say it goes back up to 189, 190, right? In that day, right? We're talking about 6x, 600. Let's see. Yeah, 600. Hold on. Oh, this 189. My bad. Yeah, so if we go up, yeah, you can get about 200. But we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see what it's looking like. So keep NVIDIA on your list. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this charting session. I'm going to try to do this every day or every week. Day of the week except Saturday. Saturday, we're going to take time out to just kind of go over some things. Then Sunday, we will chart for the upcoming week and see where we are with that and see what kind of plays we can make. I will put this in maybe a smaller kind of a shorter form video for everybody to kind of digest. Like I said, we're going to do these charting sessions every night because we're trying to get better. We're beginners, day trading or swing trading, however you want to do it. We're beginners and we're learning. So I want to take you guys through this journey. JC, Trade Shark, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.